Peace, peace. Peace,
Peace.
peace.
Peace to the gods, peace to the worlds.
You already know what time it is. What just happened? That's not what I meant to do.
I remember the last time
There
it
you
was just the
go.
two of us.
There you go.
It's been a minute.
Years ago.
Yo,
Pre-pandemic.
wow.
Pre-pandemic. I see the God in the in the waiting room though. I see the God in the waiting room. What up, God?
We here.
Nah,
Made it
me.
just made it just in time.
Nah, me. Let
Here
me
to
see
just
what this
detect all the outlandish activity, man.
see what this layout is looking like. There you go. Peace to Bug for setting us up right. Pause. I mean,
We here.
Mhm.
We
we
here.
here.
That's a
We
fact.
here. What's good with you? What's good? What's good, Kings?
Feeling
Man,
all right, man. Feeling pretty damn solid. It's NBA season, NBA back right now. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
think.
Bro, I'm so excited right now. Just tapped into all these games. Football don't even matter right now. It's just like full on basketball, and that's
no.
it's
I'm gonna
it's
keep it
lucrative.
a. I'll keep it a full buck with you. Nothing matters when the NBA season is back up. For that first, at least couple weeks, first month. If there's a show running up against a Knicks game, I'm watching the Knicks game. You know what I mean? Like,
All top.
I'll keep
All
it a buck
top.
with y'all. I have not tapped into any NBA. I've been tapped into these video games, bro. This new
hey,
Okay.
this new
Yo,
whatever's
spider
clever.
respect
What you
to it.
playing?
this
Respect
new
to it.
spot this new Spider-Man 2 came out last week, man.
I've been hearing. I've been seeing.
Yo, man, crazy. I played like 10 minutes of it, and I was like, yo, I gotta get into it, dog. So it might
Yeah,
be.
I've been seeing a lot of footage across the socials. People really fucking with that game.
Listen, if you played the first one, I felt like the first one was like game of the year back in 2018, and then I just finished Miles Morales. Let's just
All
say
around.
let's just say I almost broke my TV because of damn near almost throwing the controller through it, and I'll leave
You're
it
a,
at that.
you're a monster.
Yeah, it's like that. I felt like I was 10 years old, 10 years old again.
It's
It's
like
crazy.
that, and that's the way it is. What's good with you, Chad? How your day moving? How your day shaking?
So, it's just another work day out here in the field, man. Slinging these Mercedes. Just fucking. I need a Mercedes Benz.
I
Holla
was
at me.
about to say not the wrestler.
Yo.
I was like,
Yikes!
oh, I was like, where we
Yeah,
going?
Mercedes Benz
Yikes!
flow. You know what I mean? Otherwise, getting ready for Elijah Rosario's press event that we got in Manhattan, November
Word up.
16th. Gonna be very, very dope. You know what I'm saying? Might have a preemptive episode of the Ringside Club for y'all that night. This event is gonna be jiggy. We cooking, man. New
Mhm.
single, can't describe it. On the way. We got a lot in motion, man. I'm excited for what's to come. This is going to be a really good time. Parlay season is in full effect. I'm actually the prop father. I can't say parlays. Parlays is fucking lottos. It's the prop father himself. You know what I'm saying? I play all the straight bets. Holla at me. You know what I mean? We over here just cooking up NBA life. I'm in the discords. We're gonna run up the Ringside Club Discord, get some traction to that. So if you want Discord, make sure you follow the Ringside Club as well too. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Got to tap back into those, man.
Yo, that's a
Yo, the
fact,
Discord is
man.
active, bro. I live in Discord right now. People be like, yo, how come you don't just be posting like a lot of shit like outside of just what you're doing? And it's like, yo, I'm literally just in the Discord. Like it's
Yo,
Discord has had me in the trenches for the last like couple of months, man. I can't lie, but it's really good. It's NBA season. It's the time. I wish
mhm.
we could bet on wrestling. I really, really wish we could, like in a way that it was lucrative, not just fantasy. Um,
Mhm.
I just I'll be watching some of these shows like, yo, this is at least $30 right here. Like I could, bro. We could hit this. We could hit this. We could hit this prop right now. Like, will MJF use the diamond ring? Like, come on, let's hit that. Come on, man. That's a quick little fucking 10 to 20 right there. Like, yep, I'll take that.
There you go.
You know what I mean? But
There you
other than
go.
that, though, we here. It's the Ringside Club, the Almighty, man. We got a lot of shows
Mightiest of the
coming up
mighty.
too, yo. I feel like we should be in attendance for it. That's local.
Nah, we was just talking about it off air. We hit the intro and definitely get into, but there's some interesting announcements. Peace to the Coliseum.
Yo,
Woo.
That's
word.
there we go. There we
Peace to the
go.
Coliseum. Peace to House of Glory. Peace to me for uploading a good ton of House of Glory footage. Those numbers been moving around a little bit.
Good.
Going all the way back to 2017. I I had a bunch of shit just
Yeah, I seen
in my
Rikishi in the
phone.
channel one day, and I was just like, "What's going on here?" It's like, "Oh, on the Ringside Club."
Yo, Rikishi joins the Dudleys, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. There's a lot of
Yeah,
classic material.
like yeah. When did we miss the
Good
Rikishi
times.
episode?
The
I
Rikishi
checked.
episode is crazy.
Yeah, then I see that, and I was like, "All right, AO's
Oh
just
no.
you know what I
Yeah, I
mean,
think
giving all the back catalog. I see what's going on. Yeah, I think I should do that with all the shows actually. Just go ahead and
no
just fuck
facts.
this up, actually.
Facts. There's a lot of we'll talk. But like there's a lot of footage that we have just from going to different shows, and
Yo,
it does no
facts,
good just
man.
sitting on the phone. You know
No,
what I
you're
mean?
right. Not just because it's like it doesn't have to be the all fancy edited videos, but it's like we was all here on our iPhone
Dog.
camera. Might as
Yo,
well.
nothing is edited. Like the most editing I did was just like clip it so it's not 40 minutes long. Let's just get to the
And
get to the
throw-
entrance and then the shit that we came to see.
and then throw some effects on. There's some IG effects on it. That was it.
iMovie.
Everything-
Yeah, I was in here with iMovie. Whatever came with the Mac is all I used.
Nah. Y'all seeing it firsthand, yo. We're gonna have to just start flooding the channels, you know what I'm saying? More content, COE over everything. We are the Ringside Club, and we all do be
Word
ringside
up.
a lot. And so, you know what I'm saying? We don't just be, I mean, all the way off ducked off, you know what I'm saying? We really be close up on this shit. So we're gonna have to just start flooding the YouTube channel with all of
Yeah.
our ringside footage for sure. Like and
you got
subscribe. Please.
heard.
Get our subs up.
Please, word, man. We appreciate that.
I feel as though it is time to let the people know what this is and what it's not. Let's get this popping. This is a disclaimer. We're not journalists. We're not reporters. We're not insiders. We don't work with or for any pro wrestling companies. We're not pro wrestlers, nor have we ever been. We are not backstage at pro wrestling shows, nor are we getting any dirt from anybody backstage at pro wrestling shows. We watch pro wrestling shows, and then we talk about them, because we're pro wrestling fans. And chances are, if you're watching or listening to this show, so are you. And by the way, Tony doesn't know you. Vince doesn't know you. Hunter doesn't know you. Hunter's name isn't even Hunter. It's fucking Paul. Get a grip. Watch your mouth. This is the Ringside Club.
Peace to the gods, the Ringside Club Pod. My name is A.O. Say you heard around the dawn. Blame Boogie while you at it, blame Chad Law. K-Fabe is dead, break the fourth wall. Whatever style, whether it's lucha or strong style. Come through the venue, fly, burn the bar down. Back to the pad, chop it up for the pod. Ringside Club, intro to the squad as the show starts.
Peace, 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 peace. Y'all already know. Peace to the gods, of course. Peace to the earths. Peace to you and yours, ladies, gentlemen, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, YouTube, live people. We're live. It's the RSC, the mightiest of the mighty, the Ringside Club. Broadcasting live from the Empire Tri-State like we do every Thursday night right here on these channels. We're triple threatening it tonight, triading it tonight. Peace to Bug out on assignment. But we're here, man. It's the mightiest, the Ringside Club. Before we go around and introduce ourselves, let me let everybody know when ear and eyes reach that you can catch us at theringsideclub.com. That URL that's right underneath the boy Chad. Pause. You catch all the past episodes right there at theringsideclub.com. All the audio, of course, if you want to subscribe for the on-demand things. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. The videos are on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend. We're on all social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Tap in with us, man. Peace to the Black Guy Wrestling Pod. I saw them just show some love on tweets.
Peace to the gods.
Yeah, heard. So yeah, man. Ain't no fancy sound effects or anything like that this week. We just getting right to it. But of course, I happen to be the reigning and defending RSC pay-per-view predictions champ of the world. My name is AO. Last episode was disputed, and we handled that off air. Made sure that we knew who the real deserving champion is.
Yeah, he definitely try to make sure.
I went
did
into
it.
the
Not
I
even
went
gonna-
into the history books to make
Listen,
sure I was
not even gonna
properly
go into
credited.
details, but he made sure.
You did it.
I hit this nigga around at
Yo,
ridiculous
nah,
amount times
nah,
in the morning to hit him about some
nah,
wrestling shit.
nah. He literally hit me direct. I was like,
It's
all
like,
right.
nah, bro.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just let you have it, dog. Just let you have. Just let you have it.
Yeah, man. But you know me. My name is AO, 2 letters, so you need to know. Feel me? Pass it to the guys. Round it down, spill
Hey,
back.
who are you? It's Ron the Don. Don, da, don, don, don,
Hey,
don.
yo, all right. I'm feeling that. Ain't too bad. You already know it is Ron the Don, and I am your reigning RSC TV champ. Don't get it twisted. And you already know
Word.
what it is. You know, cop the gear, cop the hat my man is wearing. You dig? We here again, man. What y'all sipping on, man?
I'm
Younger
on a
diver
lot
himself.
beer.
I'm
Younger
on
diver
Agua.
himself. Rose Poppy. Here to discover all the outlandish activity in wrestling. You really seen it. I really seen it. CHADLAW. Make sure you guys follow, subscribe, like, and tell a friend. Tell a friend. It's the Almighty, the Almighty. We the Ringside Club, man. We here every single Thursday. Whatever time we get on, y'all here rocking with us. Salute.
Yes, sir.
Salute, man.
Salute.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a bean. After Impact, I haven't really seen much this week. But
How about that was one of the best pay-per-views in
hello.
ages. Like that
Yeah,
actually
so
might
I
have been
heard,
better
yeah.
than some WrestleManias, yo. No kizzy.
Really, is that crazy?
It was fire.
Like
It's fire. It's
wrestling
fire.
It was
wise, that
fire.
might have
Yeah.
been that might have been better than some WrestleManias I can name, like match to match to match to match, where I was like thoroughly impressed here. This is well
Yo, it
worth it.
was a super solid show. Super
When you get
solid
a
show.
when you get a match of the
Alright.
year with Will Ospreay, come on.
Yo, here's the thing, man. Will Ospreay has match of the year candidates from my eyes. Match of the year candidates Impact, in AEW, in New Japan. I've heard good things about the Rev Pro matches. I know he just had a match with Zack Sabre that I haven't gotten a chance to catch yet.
Yeah, I heard
All
about
in
that
all,
too.
man, like Will Ospreay is probably the wrestler of the year at this point. You know,
Okay,
there's
so
there's other people like you can mention your like Kenny's best matches this year were with Will Ospreay.
fair to say.
You
Didn't
have
have a lot of
Brian,
singles matches, so that is
right,
by default.
Brian Danielson hasn't faced Will Ospreay, but he's had a couple. You know, MJF, the Iron Man match was up there. The Zack Sabre match was up there. That might be my personal like favorite match, but that's just because I'm like a Sabre mark. But like taking a step back and just looking at what I'm looking at, Will Ospreay is the guy in ring across whatever territory he's in. You know what I mean? And that Impact match against Speedball was no different. They killed it.
Really?
They killed it.
Yo, I definitely got to tune in for that. Yeah,
I mean, we got a lot to pretty much get to in regards to what's going on with just Impact and TNA
I was
alone.
about to say, like, let's
that's kind of my
start
topic.
there.
I mean, like,
Yeah, that's the
I'm
name of
getting
this episode. Ain't no I in TNA. That's because the announcement was made right after the pay-per-view went off, right before the pay-per-view went off. Pardon me. That Impact Wrestling is officially rebranding back to TNA Wrestling, top of the year. So, Chad, you being the TNA aficionado, the Impact Wrestling aficionado, what were your initial thoughts when they made the announcement?
Holy shnikes. This is actually happening. And I'm excited for it to happen because it's going to finally give us OG fans more of like yes, it's that nostalgia feel, but it's like, all right, you guys are embracing what we all know across the entire world, what people in India and UK, some of their bigger markets know is just TNA. Impact was tough. GFW, Global Force Wrestling, or GWF,
Global
GFW,
Force
Global
was
I
Force
rough.
heard
Wrestling.
that in a minute.
I remember that.
Yo, I
Shit.
sat through that, son. I was just like, this is hard to watch right now. Like WWE wasn't that much better at the time, but they were just like, what's going on here? Like, and this was amongst the Eli Drake run too. So like keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? That was also right there at the height of that. So it's like that goes to show you like what was fumbled amongst that. Bobby Lashley having his run during that time, like, come on, man, it was a lot of bad that had to get washed away. So now that TNA is back, total nonstop action wrestling. I'm hyped. Same titles are staying, different designs to fit the TNA feel. I hope they bring back the classic TNA title when that
They
Sting.
have some beautiful title belts. Like in their archives, some beautiful
Yeah.
title belts. And I'm not mad at what they've done with their current title belts just because they have a unique look. Like as soon as you see them, obviously like even if it was just a red strip that didn't say Impact, you know it's an Impact title because it looks different. You know, there's a
Yeah.
different feel to all of their titles.
I think it's going to be dope to have those belts. As far as like storyline wise, there isn't the most that they can do because it seems that Tony Khan is currently taking the entire TNA history and having his own fun with it. So it's like, I don't think that there's like so much nostalgia they're going to bring out, but more so it's going to be the name and it's going to be the excitement and the same quality. What I do want to mention is the possibilities of TNA landing free agents now, like major free agents. Maybe the budget will be opened up, and everybody always has the same thing to say about TNA wrestling right now. Is it's a family. If there's anything you can find on the news, anything online, only people that say anything bad about TNA are the fucking, pardon me, are the people who really don't care to see the company succeed because they sat through the bad times. They weren't there during the height of the X Division, during the times when Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe were just having back-to-back fire matches that I was paying pay-per-views for. I remember paying for TNA Unbreakable 2005, like with Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Christopher Daniels. Like at the height, bro. Were y'all there for that era?
Nah,
I was not. I'll tell you
unfortunately
when I
not.
was really tapped in. I was really tapped in. This isn't too long ago, but Santana and Ortiz, like that version of LAX,
LAX,
I remember
LAX
really
had a good
tapping in like
run.
around that time. You know what I
They
mean?
they
Because
they
so that might be around like 2017, 2018-ish, right around
yeah,
there.
because
Because that's
Homicide
when,
Yeah,
Hernandez was
yeah,
getting faked out.
yep.
I was tapped in around the time they had the six-sided ring, so it was probably around the same time, I believe.
I
There
mean,
were
that's
different.
always
There were
they
different
started.
eras of the 6-sided ring. They went back and forth a couple of times.
Okay,
They
so,
faded that. Yeah, they faded that. Like I guess like more so towards like the later 2000s.
so question.
Ish.
So since they going back to with the TNA name, would you like to see this? What do you think about them if they bring back the six-sided ring?
Dead.
They're not.
Okay.
They're not. What's the president? What's the top guy's name?
Got
Pause.
them more.
Scott Demore. So he did a Q&A on Tuesday. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, he did a TNA he did a Q&A, a TNA Q&A this past Tuesday.
I was trying not to laugh, but I saw Chad and I was like, "Hey,
Hey man, it's been a
Now, top guy doing a TNA Q&A. That's
TNA
crazy.
Q&A."
chill.
Yeah, so Scott
Top guy
Demore said,
out.
So that was one of the big questions. That was one of the big questions. Like, what's coming back? Are you keeping the titles? Are you changing the titles? Are you bringing back the 6-sided ring? So he said we can definitely expect it there to be new title designs.
"Okay,
But no 6-sided ring, and mainly because it has everything to do with the safety of the wrestlers.
word."
A lot of wrestlers, or most wrestlers that wrestle in that 6-sided ring, don't fuck with it because it's a harder surface and a harder ring to
That
actually
ring
take.
didn't look pleasant at all. Like
Yo, I personally don't like it. Never did.
No, oh, I never,
I
I
didn't
never
get
liked
adjusted
it.
to
I
it.
Yeah,
never
I
I
liked it.
don't
I
like
just
it.
got acclimated as a TNAer, but I was just like, this is not my
Yeah.
usual form of
Yeah,
wrestling.
it just felt very untraditional to me.
The one good thing that I like that came out of that, the only thing that I like that came out of the 6-sided ring personally, is the fact that Bobby Lashley still runs the rope sometimes to this day,
Like
as
the
if he's in a
he's in
6-sided ring.
Wow.
So if you
Okay.
notice, he'll throw somebody in the corner and run off the ropes, and then turn for the
So,
splash when he
and,
hits the opponent in the corner, which I think is just fly. It's
and
just dope. Other than that, Nothing good came out of the 6-sided ring other than it being different.
Some
Yeah.
crazy lethal lockdowns, some cage matches. Tell you that much. Incredible moments. You know what I'm saying? My man Elix Skipper. You know what I mean? With that Hurricane Rana off the top rope, that was infamous.
Roosevelt's finest. Peace to the God, Elix Skipper, who I definitely
Mhm.
peace to the God, Elix Skipper for sure.
That's a fact. That's a fact. What a legend. You know what I'm saying? Part of a crazy, crazy faction, SEX. What a time.
Going back to what you said about the free agents chat, I said this would be a good opportunity for a lot of them to go there instead of everybody running to AEW. I would definitely like to see that.
Yo, I think
This was
CM
another thing.
Punk
Pardon me,
should go.
Chad. This was another thing that Scott Demore mentioned, and I think this was actually news that was broken a while ago before this TNA rebrand was announced. They were already working on upping their production value and kind of rebuilding their studios where they record. So no telling what it's actually going to look like once it's done. But along with this TNA name rebrand, there's going to be a new look for what the regular Impact show on Thursday nights is going to look like. So with that being said, that's all the more reason why, to your point, Ron, it would be good to attract some free agents because now we're upping the production value to look like we're at least competitive with the other two top wrestling
Yeah,
companies
I
that are on
agree.
TV.
Absolutely.
And you got NWA about to go to CW Network. Like Impact or TNA, I'm done Impact. It's TNA. They can't get lost in the sauce. Point blank. Like you can't just have NWA come through out of nowhere and just be like, oh yeah, now we're on TV, and it's like, oh, we're just gonna be forgotten about as the other guys. Like, nah, I think they came out swinging. I think this will be a time for Phil Brooks to go to TNA. You know what I'm saying? I think this would be the savior moment for his career would be him being in TNA.
We did not have a survey question, so the survey to go around the ring is: do we see CM Punk in TNA wrestling? What say you?
I'm gonna say no.
I'm a mark. I'm gonna say yeah.
I would love to. I'm gonna say yeah. Like clearly AEW is off the table.
Done.
Clearly not
ROH.
yeah, AEW is off the table, ROH is off the table. I can't say clearly WWE is off the table,
No.
but we don't know what we don't know. But we do know that that's been a contentious relationship. We do know that it didn't end on the best of terms however many years ago. And even when he went to do the Fox TV deal, the FS1, when they had the show with Renee Paquette and whoever else, that wasn't WWE cutting the check, that was Fox cutting the check. So we don't necessarily know until we see Punk in WWE. So with that being said, like I do know like he was out here doing the Heels TV show. He got the bug back. And I see no reason why he wouldn't or shouldn't, at least do a couple of big matches. You don't got to be on every TV. He can be, he could be the Impact Brock. Why not be the Impact Brock Lesnar?
Heels got canceled, so the elephant in the room is that man needs to definitely get to it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was about to say, like,
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like his situations couldn't have like imploded at the worst time. Like he's always going to be good because of who he is, but like for someone that actually had a really good trajectory 2 years ago coming back, it's like, damn, bud, show's canceled and now you're fired. That's like outside of celebrity rich guy terms, that's like a double whammy for like those people that are like living an average life. Like you just like, wow, like imagine if I wasn't who I was. Like this is like the double. Like, you know what I'm saying? Getting hit, pow, pow. Like I don't think he sits at home and just stews and just like goes to visit friends at tapings. I think he genuinely wants to finish his wrestling career because he had a really strong match with Samoa Joe to open the biggest show in AEW history. So what a fitting retirement. But I don't think that's how the story ends. I don't want it to. As a CM Punk guy, and I was tired of the antics, I'm here for him going to TNA and just cleaning up shop and being the part-time Brock and just being like, yo, Josh Alexander, I'm going to fuck you up. Let's go. Or, yo, Mike Bailey, you want to have matches of the year with everyone else but me? Let's do it. Will Ospreay, CM Punk, TNA. Come on. Will Ospreay, CM Punk versus each other in TNA would automatically draw every single eye. to TNA, no matter who's going to have any show that night. Collision could be on, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like,
I'm
yo,
watching
CM
that.
Punk
I'm watching
versus
TNA.
Will Ospreay on TNA, and Will
Yeah.
Ospreay is like
Drop
damn
one of
near,
Flex's bombs. You heard?
he's pretty much Christian McCaffrey right now. Like this guy is gonna score a touchdown at least every single game. Like you know what I mean? Like Will Ospreay is gonna hit it out the park, and CM Punk is no slouch either. So I'll take this. I'm watching TNA this night. I would love
Yeah.
to see them engage in free agency, but that's fantasy booking. It's our fantasy TNA part of the night. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of opportunity. You know, the name is here.
We'll definitely see what they do, but I think, you know, with or without CM Punk, whatever the rebrand happens to bring, I think that there's a lot of good energy around TNA right now. You know what I mean? Like the cool thing about it is they have been very consistent in putting on shows on a weekly basis and of course on a pay-per-view level that people always talk good about. You know, even just on the pay-per-views, like I can't say that I tap into the weekly, at least consistently, episode here, episode there. But the pay-per-views, every time I watch, you know, I invest my 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever, into an Impact Wrestling pay-per-view. It's quality. You know what I mean? So the bottom line is that now with this TNA rebrand, and people have been calling it TNA for the longest, regardless of what the name officially was, they're good to go because we have good energy around it now. You have people excited about what the possibilities look like. So, I mean, congrats to everybody over there. I think they're about to do a little UK run. So I think Will Ospreay is going to be popping back up for a little bit. And by, I don't know, 6 months from now, January, February, whenever they do the official rebrand, we'll see what it looks like.
Word. Bound to see that, man.
Word up.
TNA.
As big of a TNA guy as Chad is, I'm an HOG guy, House of Glory. So for starters, I'll implore everybody to go over to the Ringside Club YouTube channel, like we were talking about. I don't remember if that was on air or not, but there's a lot of good old footage going all the way back to 2017. I believe the first House of Glory event that I went to was the event where we saw Scott Hall and Kevin Nash in the video that I posted. Just come out and you know, say what up to the people.
I was with you at that event, right?
I honestly don't even know.
Was that the one where he was?
Because that wasn't at Amazora. That wasn't at the usual spot in Jamaica. That was somewhere else.
Oh, then no. Then I definitely wasn't with you then.
Yeah, I might have popped through like either on the Dolly or I don't know. I don't even know. But like that was the first event, and I remember I posted that, and there were a couple people on Twitter that was like, "Yo, I was there. Yo, and I remember that." Blah blah blah. So anybody that's from the New York area, House of Glory Wrestling is an amazing live show to go to. Like they have their pay-per-views and broadcasts, I should say, monthly now on Premier PSN, Premier Streaming Network, something like that. Mm-hmm. But to be there live is just a good ass time.
It was different, man. It was a beautiful time.
Good time.
Every time we went there. I don't remember the last one we even went to, to be honest.
Pre-pandemic. Like it was like the end of 2019, because by the time we turned the corner to 2020, it was a done deal, and I haven't been since. But I bring that up because they have an event coming up. So yeah, check all of the old footage. There's a lot of good content up there. Dudley Boy content. Some ECW legends, I should say. Mikey Whipwreck, both of the Dudley Boys. Tommy Dreamer's up there. There's some content up there. A video with the Rock and Roll Express came out. The Rock and Roll Express show, whatever show that was the last one we went to. Whatever the date is for that was the last one we went to. But there's also some good Santana and Ortiz. Like they came out, and I got a reel. We were sitting ringside. That's where the name comes from.
Literally.
You heard?
Literally.
And they came out with Santana was on Ortiz's shoulders for the walkout. You know what I mean? So fast forward to what's about to happen tomorrow or today, depending on what time you're listening to this show. We have Santana versus Ortiz on the AEW Rampage, Friday Night Rampage, which I would assume is the main event. And I'm looking forward to it. This has been my favorite program, or at least one of my favorite programs and angles on AEW TV. And it's real. It's an interesting chapter to see,
And-
you know, where both of these guys go from
in,
here.
In kayfabe, it hurts my heart, but you know, I definitely want to see it because
I'm upset that this is not for the Rampage Heavyweight Championship. I'm frustrated, yo. This is taking over
Hey,
Rampage
that's
to an
life.
elite level. And honestly, it's going to be a great match. But I feel like it needed something else extra, like attention, like a title. Like, I don't know. Like, they just like giving them the shot to run with it. But my thing is like, damn, what's going to happen after this shit? Are they going to do 2-3 stages of hell, best of 7, not feud with each other again? It's like such a great feud, but I'm
Yeah,
just
you just
like,
don't want a one-off.
I'm like, what the fuck is gonna happen here? Is this gonna get to Dynamite or what? Why isn't this on Collision? Why isn't this on Collision? To
Yeah,
me,
that's why I wish that's why I wish would have happened. Like they put it like on collision on Dynamite.
I
Put a
can't
logo point
knock
instead of backstage.
Rampage being the show that it is to do what it does and service. You know what I'm saying? The extra storylines that go on, but I'm just like, yo, just like Athena, because I've been tapping more into Athena and Ring of Honor side of things, just on really just Athena, because Athena is the only thing in Ring of Honor that's really worthwhile watching. I'm
Shouts
like,
to Shane Taylor Promotions, man. Lee Moriarty, Shane
they're
Taylor.
doing their thing. Black man muscle. We salute y'all. But until y'all, you know what I mean, doing something that's just making me go, wow, every time you're on the screen, like this is a banger. Like Athena is doing that right now. For some reason, she's just not around in AEW. And I felt your statements, especially after the way you were bigging it up, hey. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to go do my research these last couple of days, and I've been watching Athena stuff just in highlights and you know what I'm saying, Athena clips, the rabbit
Yo,
holes basically. I'm like,
she's top of the list
I'm
as
like, what's
far as
going on here? I'm like,
yeah.
why is this not on my
Don't get it.
program
Yeah, I don't
every
get it
week when I
either.
go to watch this?
Which yo, put a pin in that thought because there's an interesting Ring of Honor happening. But continue.
Yes, there's certain things that I'm just like, this should be more highlighted on even on Collision. You don't have to do Dynamite, Collision even. But I mean, Collision itself, like, it's actually a pretty solid show when you sit and watch it. So it's like this
Collision, I think, is their best creative. I think that's their best show. You know,
very,
I
very good show when I sit and
yeah.
watch Collision. Like I'm excited to watch, which is why I'm like Ortiz and Santana. This deserves more than that. And
Yo, here's
I
what I
can
will
get
say.
that
Like
argument, but
I can't
great
say
match.
it. I can't say it does or doesn't deserve yet because like two reasons. There's a lot of people that are really, really like I am one of the people that's really, really tapped in because I am a Santana and Ortiz, like probably their top 5% of a fan. Like I got fucking, limited edition autographed t-shirts with, both of their signatures on it. So to that level. With that being said, Ortiz hasn't been featured on TV and Santana has been out injured and hasn't been featured on TV.
They just had a major match at the last pay-per-view.
Yeah. I mean, bullshit because like they were brought in and you could tell like they were just brought in at the very last minute because they were injured. That was when I think it was Phoenix or whatever. One of them had like visa issues, some shit like that. So bottom line, like they were afterthoughts for that match for that stadium stampede.
For the stadium
Yeah,
stampede.
they were
match,
afterthoughts. They weren't built into that. They were just like, oh, we need somebody, so come through. You know what I mean? So with that being said, like I'm big fans of both of them, and I like what the content has been. There's no momentum behind either of them prior to them interacting with each other. Like Santana has had one match on TV and Ortiz hasn't. You know what I mean? So I think so. With that being said, it's like Rampage is also one of those shows that people talk about, like, give me something to watch, give me something to care about. I'm absolutely tuning into Rampage solely for this match. And we'll see if it grows legs out of that. You know what I mean? We'll see, like, if the match happens to lead to a continuation of the storyline and then it goes to a Collision or a Dynamite. Right. And maybe whoever wins comes out of that, with a little bit of momentum and they go into different programs. We'll see. I think this is a proving ground type of situation for these two.
I think just based off how they were before and just how close they were, this is why I'm tuning into this match because it's like these guys were like inseparable. So for them to come to this point in kayfabe,
a decade and a half, 15 or so years of the two of them as a tag team and as part of different factions, but together all the time. So in theory, this really should be a much, much, much bigger deal. But you also got to remember that AEW didn't even have a tag team title run as a tag team in AEW.
Which is
You know
You're
what I
right.
mean?
insane.
So in AEW lore, I'm not sure how big this is outside of like, two former Jericho guys, you know. It's big for me,
Yeah.
maybe big for us, but not necessarily big in AEW scope.
Right. Right. Because like you were saying before, like from what they brought them in for the Stadium Stampede match, it was like they just brought them in. There was really no crazy build after that. They just start
Yeah.
doing
It
vignettes
was last
and
minute.
whatnot.
We
So
we're in a tight situation. Can you make it? Yeah, we can make it. Done deal. Check is cleared. That's what it looked like to
yeah,
me. But yeah, that's what I'm tuning into. Rampage tomorrow night, and Santana versus Matt Cardona in December at HOG for the House of Glory World Championship.
yeah, man, I
Matt
might to be
Cardona, the
there.
Indie King. You know what I mean? I got pull up.
Yeah, I might to do the same. No
I
lie.
got pull up. Gents, what is happening in WWE land? Because I haven't been tapped in. I didn't even see Dynamite yesterday. So what's going on outside?
Well, Raw is regular. Raw is repeat. Raw is rematches. Raw is redundant. Raw is regular. Ron, help me out.
I saw that
I
they announced a Germany show next year. That's kind
Bash
of
in
cool.
Berlin is gonna
Yeah.
be the
yeah,
summer bash.
that should be good.
Got to
And
compete.
sidebar. Oh, I know what I was about to say. Ring of Honor, their Ring of Honor next pay per view, Final Battle, is an Honor Club exclusive. So what that means is that there are no subscribers to Honor Club right now. So to go back to your point, your Athena point, Chad, there should be more eyes on what Athena's been doing because she's been killing it, and there aren't. And the next pay per view won't be a pay per view. It's going to be an Honor Club streaming exclusive. And if like Final Battle is traditionally like their WrestleMania, their biggest show of the year.
Yep.
So that means there ain't really too many people watching, which makes me even further want to get Athena onto AEW programming at the very least Rampage, if not Collision of Dynamite.
Yeah, they
Hmm.
should be doing that, man.
Okay. We've got Ring of Honor and Athena's fucking confusion out the way. That definitely, you know what I'm saying? I
Chad,
rock with what they're doing right
did
now,
you
but
uh
it
did you
Raw is good.
watch NXT this week? Halloween Havoc, night one.
I caught some highlights. I skimmed through it.
I thought it was,
Um,
you know what stood out to me the most, and this goes to the sign that I posted in the notes about women's wrestling as alive and here or whatever. What I noticed about that show, despite the women's breakout tournament, half the matches were like women's matches, so they really pushing the
NXT is
women,
killing it.
killing it with the
NXT kills
women.
it with the women's
Yo,
division.
they opened with a women's match and they ended with a women's match, which is insane.
Surprising title change with Becky.
Right,
I
right.
didn't see that coming.
Uh, I'm on the fence with that. I could have seen it happen. I could have seen Becky retain. Um, I think it's cool for Valkyrie to win the title right now to get her moving because she's been killing it for since she came in, man. So I really wasn't mad with that.
What I like about NXT right now is they pass around the women's title to women that are like actually doing things. Like they're not just having them chase around for the title while Mandy Rose holds the belt and beats through the whole division for a year and a half.
Right, and
Like I
despite them,
appreciate that everyone gets a good 100 days or so to run the title and see how you're doing, and then pass it along to the next.
right, absolutely, as they should, man. Start building a lot of these women up. I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm
Is
saying?
Wesley on the just quiet right now? Is he
I
on
don't know because I
probably
haven't.
just doing a hiatus? I may have been having some amazing matches. So if he is taking a hiatus, salute to you, Wesley. You
Listen, I'm
deserve
not
it.
mad at that. Get your rest and come back, come through. He may come back for that for the NXT title. I wouldn't be mad at
He
that.
definitely has to move up in division because at this point, like after the matches he's been having consistently all the way up until this break, like he can't just be floundering around having matches with Tyler Bate again and again and again
Nah, it's too
and
many other
again.
competitors out there for him to not have a feud with. You know what I'm saying? He's a good talent. Make use of him whenever
He's good.
whenever he comes back.
Yeah, he's good. Dijak's title reign is going to be pushed to the wayside, but
Oh
that's how it
man,
goes.
I think night two is
I said
just
Dijak. I said Dijak. I mean Dragonov. Dragunov's title reign.
Word, Dragunov. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at him having the title right now.
Dragunov's going to be the transitional champion.
You think so? Who you think's gonna get it next?
Melo.
You think Mel's gonna get it back?
I think Melo gets 2 times.
And then, supposedly he didn't hit Trick
Trick?
Williams Trick in the parking lot or what? No, backstage. I'm like, all right, we'll see.
I see what NXT's doing. They always hot shot this, so everyone gets at least 2 title reigns out of it. Everybody gets 2 title reigns in NXT at least. So it's like I see how this is going. If you have a quality reign, you're gonna get 2 times. And I think this is how Melo gets the second reign.
Word. I'm not mad at that. You think next
History has shown us you will be an NXT champion at least twice. You'll either have an extensive reign or you'll be champion twice. So I think this is how Melo gets the belt back because I don't see Dragunov staying too long.
I want to see what they're gonna do with Trick and Melo, and then
that was gonna be my question. Like, what's Trick and Melo? How have they been looking? Because I've been seeing like the memes. This is like a Diesel Shawn type of vibe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is why I feel Melo has to get the belt back because it's like this is where it has to lead to.
Does Trick beat Melo for the belt?
Not the first time.
I can see him trying, but no.
Okay.
Not this is too soon. Like you can't put. I'm on record as saying like, wow, this Trick Williams match stinks a couple months ago. So like fast forward a couple months, it's like he's getting better, but he's also got a character and crowd reaction. Doesn't mean the match is fucking outstanding, but
I remember a couple of weeks ago, I like got hooked on to NXT for a good 2 to 3 week run.
You had a little run.
Trick Williams was the reason.
The Cody run. You had the NXT, the ratings war gotcha. You're like, let's see what this shit is about.
This is amazing, and then I never turned it back on.
You are the Tuesday night war guy. You are who they catered to. The guy was like, "Yo, I'm here because Cody and Cena."
Yo, not even. I didn't even watch that episode. I watched that on demand. I caught the Hulu for that. I caught the Peacock. Right. Pause.
Yeah. Caught it on PC. We got you.
Yeah. I was in the PC.
Yeah.
But nah, before that, like whatever Trick Williams was doing, it might have been before a show or something like that. Like it was when he won the was it North American?
Yep.
Right around that time.
Yeah, it was like last month.
Yeah, right. So when that cool. So,
he got better. That's what like a couple months ago, I was like, this match stinks. Word. But now with consistency, his matches are looking more even flow, and he's keeping up, and he's not looking so green in the ring like he was just a couple months ago.
All right, and now he has
quality competitors.
And he's gonna have a feud with Melo in a minute just to push that right now because I don't know. You didn't see it, but somebody attacked Trick Williams in the backstage when he was supposed to be in a fatal 4-way, I think it was. And
I've been seeing like some of that on Twitter. Like a mystery type of vibe, right?
Yeah, and they suspect that it's Melo because Trick wiggled his way into that title match into like I guess the number 1 contenders match to get a run at the title. So everybody's saying it's Melo. So
that's cool.
But I mean, you saw that seed planted from a long time ago when I think when Trick was questioning Melo when he lost the title, whenever it was. So. I saw it from a mile away. I think it's going to be entertaining.
I really hope because it is Shawn Michaels running the show that he's not going to give us Joe Gacy or Axiom underneath the fucking mask when it's time to unveil who attacked Trick Williams.
Oh boy!
Like the biggest question mark of
Yeah.
Why?
Is that the worst case scenario?
That is the worst case scenario. Yeah. Joe Gacy, Axiom. Who is an interchangeable? And Nathan Frazier. It's just like if it's anyone that's just like out of the sphere of this whole feud, it's just like you lost me here, Shawn Michaels.
That is the worst case scenario, but I wouldn't be surprised because didn't Joe Casey and the crew break up?
They did split. That's why I threw his name out there. Like, give him something to do is going to be the reason why he attacked Trick Williams.
Right,
That's like an aid to Melo type shit. You know what I'm saying? But all signs do point to Melo. I want to go with the obvious, but I also wouldn't mind a curveball. Pause.
I mean, I wouldn't either. because it'll just be easy to say it was Melo because he looked a little jealous, but I wouldn't mind a curveball either. Pause.
Yes.
Backstage mystery attackers. Let's head over to AEW. What's the worst case scenario for
Do
who
you
attacked?
see how similar this show is? Both programs, like I echo this, yo. Both programs really do copy off each other, like a lot of the time. Like,
Yo, you gotta, I guess at some point the people making decisions go with what's working, and let's do that too. Because notice, like before the bloodline thing started like really gaining traction, there weren't any storylines like what Adam Cole and MJF did, for instance, where it was based more on friendship and relationship over the title. This is like the main event storyline that has less to do with the title than it does the interaction between these two guys.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's
I get you.
very bloodline. Like even with some of the like the elite stuff, that was not dialed up as much as the MJF and Adam Cole. But like, what's the worst case scenario for who is the guy behind the mask, the devil mask?
And
To just throw another question in the air, like who out of the, I don't know, 4, 5, or 6 people that are gunning for MJF actually defeats MJF for that title?
Just got through a lot at us. Pause.
as far as
Whichever direction you want to go in, those are the two things I guess that's on my mind about AEW right now, outside of Sting. And Ric Flair, hold up, fuck that.
Yeah, we got a lot. We still got some shit
Hold
to
on,
get
hold
to. Don't worry, we still got some shit to get to.
Was
I'm
it
about to
last
go up again.
episode? Was it last episode of this here show that I said Ric Flair will absolutely be a part, and we will see him in AEW solely because of his relationship and history with Sting? And somebody tried to clown that shit.
If only AO was a gambling man, he would have hit $30 on a plus 120 prop.
Let me tell you something. I'm amazing at telling everybody what's going to happen outside of the predictions.
When it comes to the actual card, like I'm real, like
come to the actual predictions.
I can't do it. I can't do the whole parlay. But when it comes to the prop and the straight, like I can tell you what's gonna happen outside of that.
Winners and losers, y'all got it. Everything else,
Yeah, like
you come here.
how it's gonna get there, what's gonna lead up to it. I got you.
But fuck all that. Like back to the MJF. Like you got Samoa Joe gunning for him. You got a lot of people. Who do any of the people that are currently feuding with MJF actually beat him for the title, or is it somebody else out of nowhere?
I feel like he's gonna defeat everybody, and I feel like, well, depending on Adam Cole's timeline, I feel like Adam Cole's still gonna come and take the belt off him. Pause.
I don't think we're seeing Adam Cole until All In, All Out season.
He's got a broken freaking ankle. That guy's cooked.
We ain't seeing him until August of 24. We're gonna be pretty close to like presidential election season before we see Adam Cole.
So
Damn, we're gonna be going. Wow, they're still doing this storyline.
Right. So
Oh,
that's
that-
the case.
That
Long-term
sounds-
storytelling.
That sounds like the bloodline. If I, you know what I mean, like.
Then if that's the case, then I'm gonna say.
So let's run it down. We have Kenny Omega coming up on Saturday
Mm-hmm.
for the streak, for the record of the longest reigning AEW World Champ. Does MJF beat Kenny Omega,
I would like to see
or-
clean.
or does MJF leave with the title? However it goes down, is MJF still champ by the time we hit Sunday?
Technically, doesn't even have the title, which is so stupid. But
I think he's gonna skate through and by the skin of his teeth and retain the title back. Retain the title.
Milwaukee's finish.
Yeah.
Right. So then we have the next person in line would be the pay-per-view Jay White, but we have Samoa Joe also lurking in the back that says, like basically what I think Samoa Joe was doing, he said, "I'll be your friend." This is me catching up off of YouTube clips, by the way, not even watching the show. Samoa Joe says, "I'll be your friend," which makes it seem like I'll protect you to get my shot. So does Samoa Joe get his shot before or after the Jay White match is a question. And I think after, because Samoa Joe probably plays a part in that Jay White match. You know, so
I'm just trying to look at my
I
calendar and see.
love this storyline, by the way. This has this is quietly taken away from the Adam Cole MJF storyline, which is what they should be doing, pivoting from that
1000%. Yeah.
to like
Like make
now I'm having
the
fun with this
storylines
story.
make the storylines about the world champ be about the world championship.
Like it went
Mm.
from MJF not having any aliases, any friends, to having one friend. This guy's got his other group of friends. He's injured. He's not around. To now, MJF is fake having friends because they're all trying to protect him. Think about it. Like Kenny Omega's here, Samoa Joe's here, Wardlow's here. Like they're trying to make sure
I forgot
MJF.
about Wardlow.
It
Jeez.
don't matter the condition MJF is in when he's in the match, but it's like I need you to be here so I can get your belt. So like if I gotta pummel through the Bullet Club Gold like Samoa Joe, he's like, yo man, I got you. I'll be your friend. And everyone's gonna turn on him in a way where it's like, this is so MJF like. This storyline got me.
Yeah. Like,
They
yo,
freaking got me, yo.
I'll be your friend, but read the fine print. I'm gonna need my shot.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you don't have any aliases and you have the one thing that I want. So Kenny Omega, who needs to get the hell away from the Don Callis family any day now. Samoa Joe, who's just swimming around with the ROH TV title, you know what I'm saying? Just still trying to get to MJF. And Wardlow, who's just in purgatory. All of them coming together in like a tag team effort, maybe with the Acclaimed, I don't know, Max Caster, which is really odd in itself because they're the trios champions, to fight off Bullet Club Gold. Got the Ring of Honor titles, tag titles in the fold, which is going to be another interesting thing.
Yeah, the Guns
Very
challenged him, and MJF accepted, so he's wrestling twice
Now,
again.
I'm
A
worried.
lot of moving
Now I'm
parts, man.
Now I'm worried with with those tag titles because now things can change. It's just how we get there. It's going to be tough. I'm going to have to stew on my predictions, but I just don't know yet because I want to say the Guns, but it's like I could see MJF pulling this off.
It's early enough that I would say the Guns, but we also have to factor in maybe MJF is able to pull a favor, you know, and find a tag team partner. Maybe it could be somebody that's thinking two steps. I was about to say, think about somebody that's thinking 2 steps ahead. Samoa Joe or Wardlow. Wardlow has the history, for example, right?
Finally, y'all know how long I fucking wanted this reunion.
When we were together, we were on top of the world. We were at the pinnacle, no pun intended, or pun intended, right? Let's do it again. Let's shake shit up. And they, you know, beat him, and Wardlow's just doing it to get close enough. You know, like there's so many interesting ways, like there's so many interesting things that could happen.
Phasing Adam Cole out of this storyline was quietly the best thing they could have done because this Roddy thing, as shown this past Dynamite, is just running the course. I'm in your face, you pale, bland bitch.
MJF's reaction. MJF's reaction to Roddy was my reaction for the last I don't know how many weeks. Like the Roddy thing was very funny for a couple of weeks, and then they ran it. This has been very WWE in the sense that there is no nuance, there is nothing subtle. If we see that there's a reaction, you know, sledgehammer to an ant, take over Jay-Z style. We're just gonna keep going and going and going, and then it gets to a point that this shit is very corny now.
It's really sad how far that storyline has come because I can't even say we, because I know I was kind of on the fence. I was like, this is gonna run its course, yo. And I feel like I was right on that fence of like, wow, this is overstayed its welcome. Like I'm on record as saying online, like, yo, I did not care for this. Like, this whole shit is getting like this was early. I was tweeting this. I was like, yo, pack this Roddy shit up. And everyone was like, nah, this is the greatest thing. All in Wembley. He's gonna turn side with Adam Cole. Fast forward. I'm so glad that didn't happen. And in hindsight, that shit couldn't have really happened the way everything went. Because if Adam Cole was to win, I mean, I don't know. I can't say that because then there would have been no MJF Samoa Joe. I think would have probably been right. Whatever, yo.
I think everything happening right now is a result of obviously of Adam Cole getting injured because I I feel like Tony Khan was betting everything on Cole and MJF, and then
But you know
Cole.
what? I don't think I was thinking the other day, like, how much did he really bet that this Adam Cole MJF thing was gonna take up the whole winter? Like, did he
Right.
really think, like, yeah, this is
I
gonna kill him
I
all
I
winter?
think he did.
I think he did, yeah, because they saw the reaction that they had with Cole and MJF, and I was like,
Man,
yo,
we're
this is
fickle.
dope.
We're
Yeah, this is
fickle.
like really dope. So
We would have packed this shit up by now. We would have been like, all right, yo, are they gonna have a title change? Because I think MJF's beaten Adam Cole about 3 times now, all by
Yo,
French.
I think like what we were just saying about what could be interesting about a Samoa Joe or Wardlow and a tag team run is what they were doing with Adam Cole. Because remember, Adam Cole is the one that pitched, nah, let's go for the ROH tag titles. So even though he lost the main event, I think he would have doubled back and like, let me just get close to this dude and figure out a weakness that he's been hiding from people just because I'm his best friend now, blah, 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 blah. And it would have culminated like early on. When Adam Cole first came back, I pegged him, pause, as the dude that would definitely
Crazy.
be defeating MJF
right,
for that championship.
ditto.
You know what I mean? So
That was
I think
y'all own that one.
I think that was the move.
I think that was the end game.
I
I think
don't
that was
think
the
that
end
was
goal
it
there.
at all. I don't think that was. I think we're actually par for the course. Like, this is exactly what was supposed to happen. Like, MJF was supposed to dominate the entire year, like he said he was going to last year. Like,
I don't
the
know. I think they pivoted, bro.
negotiations, all this shit. Like, I knew, like, if again in props terms, when you say who's gonna win the NBA championship, and you hit like Denver Nuggets last year, and you just wait on it. It's like I literally hit MJF when he won at Full Gear, and I was like, yo, he's gonna win. He's gonna hold this shit at least until his contract comes up. At least until the contract comes up. At the least until the contract comes up.
But
And
I
look what's
think that was all because of the bidding war for 2024 type of shit.
which
But I think
worked.
that would have been a swerve because I think everybody was expecting, him to hold the title just so he can use it as a bargaining chip when the contract came up, when the kayfabe contract came up. So I think the swerve would have been at some point, like very, very late. Look at when they just booked this Nassau Coliseum shit. You know how long they got to have these conversations, before they book arenas, right? This Nassau Coliseum shit didn't come up yesterday because they felt like doing that shit. They've been talking about this for a minute. So December 30th, the day before New Year's, would have been MJF defending that championship against Adam Cole, and Adam Cole either defeating MJF in Nassau Coliseum for the biggest shock of all time, or it would have been a replay of the CM Punk I defeat and my contract runs out and I leave through the crowd with my people in Long Island. You don't get you there's Nassau Coliseum Long Island and there's UBS Arena Long Island. Nassau Coliseum Long Island is Long Island. UBS is borderline.
You're
So
not
that's
packing MJF like that. Like, I honestly think that storyline would have ended, yo. Like, crazy. I really feel like that shit would have ended, bro. I don't think that shit would have
fair
even
enough.
lasted this long. I think that shit would have ended by like Full Gear. There would have been no Jay White. It would have been Adam Cole MJF 3 because they would have probably wrestled again at Wrestle Dream and then just been doing this shit. And it's just like we would have.
I mean,
packed
but
it up.
think about who we're talking about as a booker. You know Tony Khan be trying to drag shit out.
He do.
Yeah.
I feel like us as the internet, we would have been dragging the storyline. Like I just said this is the best thing in AEW, and it's a storyline involving the World Heavyweight title. Like, finally.
It's amazing. It's really, really good.
Like, that's a crazy thing to even think. Like, yo, I'm enjoying, like, the best shit to me is the World Heavyweight title picture, which is kind of what it should be a lot of the times, the wrestling finale. Like, you know what I'm saying? You should want to enjoy the World Heavyweight title picture, unlike on Raw.
Yo,
I know until we tapped into that.
Man, what you think about RVD coming back for another match, right? On Dynamite.
You had to get a W.
Yeah, with Hook. That was actually going to be my topic. Just talking about RVD, man, because man, when he came back in August 2nd to and I think Jerry Lynn called in for the favor or whatever, and some
Right.
dude looked in decent shape. And then I looked at him last night. I was like, yo, this dude got in better shape. And this dude looked like it was like 1997 again. So like I had to give that man a salute, man, because he was doing like the rolls and the kicks like super crispy, man. And then I'm looking at that, and I look it up, and I'm like, yo, this dude is 52 years old, and he's moving
Rob Van Dam, the whole effing show. He's on
absolute.
fire. He's doing good. You know what I'm saying? I think AEW is doing a good thing using him sparingly, using him with tag matches with Hook, using him in nostalgia areas and arenas. I think this thing with Hook is a little bit like a holding pattern. Like they really have nothing for Hook, and it's apparent every time he gets on camera. There's nothing going on here.
Yeah, because
Like
he's only rolling with best friends, and I think that was it, and just holding that FTW belt, not really doing anything with it.
that's really unfortunate, yo. Like you know what I'm saying? Really unfortunate.
Could you see RVD on a singles run like right now, or you think they're just gonna have him do matches sporadically?
Sporadic. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to play this out. This is all elite wrestling. This isn't all nostalgia wrestling. We
Yeah.
already have a lot of age combined when you look at like 100 years between Christian and Dime and Brian Danielson and their main event. It's like, yo, honestly, we don't need RVD versus Sting. Like I think we did that in 2010 TNA. I was there for that.
Mm.
I don't need to see RVD Chris Jericho. I was there for 2005. I watched it. I'm good. I don't really
What
need.
about RVD just competing with like the other dudes?
No,
Don't
I'm
want to see
gonna
it.
I'm gonna take a hard no.
I can
I
see
love
him.
RVD's work, but I'm gonna pass on a singles run.
I think a good, an interesting match here or there, but yeah, I agree with like definitely using RVD sparingly. What I'll agree with you, Ron. Though, like I think like the thing about RVD is his regimen of keeping in shape.
Man, listen.
You understand? Like before yoga was like, on Front Street, he was doing all that shit, all the stretching, all of this, all of that. So there's no reason to believe that he wouldn't have been in as good a shape as he is today outside of a major injury. And he's had a couple of injuries here or there, but like RVD is in an amazing shape because he put in the work to stay in that shape over
Yo,
time.
Will, you
You know
want
what
to
I
see
mean?
RVD versus Will Ospreay?
I don't think I want to see that.
thinking
Like
about
I
it
think
now,
it could
yeah.
be interesting, but like I don't think like RVD is an interesting match guy versus like a big match guy.
RVD Kenny Omega?
I don't think RVD is big match RVD at this point. I think like interesting TV versus like a big pay-per-view match. Osprey, you use Osprey for a big pay-per-view match or Omega for a big pay-per-view match. I don't think there's ever going to be a storyline written for RVD to be in position to have like I can't wait to see that RVD match. I think he's cool for like, yo, we in Philly or we on the East Coast or this is an interesting matchup. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever happened, but I've always wanted to see Matt Sydal versus RVD, right? Not because that you put that shit on the side of a marquee, but because I think that could be very interesting and they have like similar like cadences to their personality and they both are aerial guys, but and very creative. But that's not going to be for a title. You know what I mean? So I think RVD is in that category. I also think like at some point Hook turns on RVD. I think there's a reason why they're teaming them together. Like Hook is definitely in a holding pattern, but Hook has needed something for a very long time, and it's a mean streak. It's a
Some,
believable mean streak.
some
Like
ex-
Hook is like a fake tough guy, fake Main Street guy right now, but you need some evidence to buy into that. So you basically have him attack a legend, have him attack a legend that his pops is cool with, and have his pops react on air talking about Taz. I don't know what the fuck Hook is doing. I drove him to the arena today. We didn't talk about this.
You know, Dayo, you be cooking with these props, so I think you wanted something here.
I
I
think
think
Dog,
you wanted something here.
it's not as though I do this shit for a living. You know what I mean? Yo, peace to anybody that may or may not be going to TikTok in the mix, by the way. That shit just dropped a couple of days ago. I sprinkled a little bit of little yeah I mean on that type of shit.
I,
But anyway, like, tell me how good that would be to have Taz, who is always proud about his kid on air, disgusted by something that Hook does.
I'm I can see this happening. I can see Hook turning on RVD and RVD with the whole nostalgia thing, turn on Hook and taking that FTW belt off him. and go on like a very light run with that. I can definitely
You
see
said
that.
RVD takes the FTW title.
Yeah. hmm Because that was his thing back in ECW, so I can see that, and then see him going against Taz and like a little ECW feud, get a little nostalgia for the folks. Nothing
You said
crazy.
against Taz? Nah, Taz ain't
No,
never
no, no,
wrestling
no. I
again.
mean, no, no, no. I mean,
Hook.
not no, no, no. I mean Taz as far as just like on the mic and just arguing, not in
Oh
the
yeah,
ring.
yeah. Okay.
Not in the ring. No, definitely not in the ring. But him, no, but him and Hook, but like just something with like the three of them, like all out the ring, in the ring. You know what I'm saying? If you want that little nostalgia run with them,
It'd be interesting.
that would
It'd
be
be
interesting.
interesting. But yeah, I think the RVD shit is cool. Like just in general, as far as like him being in amazing shape, him being able to in one leap still get to the top rope for the 5-star frog splash. You know what I mean? Like I think
Yeah,
like
That is pretty
RVD
intense.
is RVD is one of those anomalies. Like you shouldn't be able to still hit that rolling thunder as clean as you do.
dog.
You know what I mean? Like there's
He's
still some good shit that's like, all right, bro, like respect.
right,
Respect.
dog.
Because
He's
again, think
52,
about
dog.
before
Like,
he got to WWE, the type of shit and the type of environment that ECW was, it could have gone really, really left, really, really fast for
It could have.
anybody. You
right.
know what I mean? And
Could
he,
have.
he made it out of that shit.
And I was reading earlier, something with him and DDP. And DDP came up to him backstage at a show, and he was seeing RVD stretch, I believe, and he was like, "Yo, I don't understand. How do you be taking all these bumps and still be going good?" And he was like, "Nah, it's just I just be stretching, man. It's just my regiment." And apparently,
That's fire.
that's how DDP started his DDP
That
yoga.
is so fire. And think about the roster of people that DDP has helped from,
EDP yoga.
extending Scott Hall's life. There's people that's
Oh,
been close to
absolutely.
Scott Hall,
Word.
for example, that have said like he could have been out of here 10 years ago, but he got on that DDP regimen. Look at Jake the Snake Roberts. Look at Buff Bagwell right now.
hmm Oh
Whatever
no,
DDP is
I
doing,
haven't seen Buff Bagwell.
Buff
I,
Bagwell was in pretty bad shape from what I have read, and
okay.
just different pictures here and there. And he linked up with Paige also. You know what I mean? So if all that stems from Rob Van Dam, just like I talked about with the yoga and the stretching, if that stems from DDP having
That's
the
crazy.
interaction with RVD, think about how fire that is. And
hmm
like how low key influence really works. It ain't the person that's on the top screaming that they an influencer. It's the person that just does what they doing and somebody sees the value in that shit.
Word,
Know what I
man.
mean?
I read they're trying to have DVD. Trying to have RVD put out like a DDP yoga video, but they couldn't get some things worked out. And just as
Mhm.
far as like audio and video, because RVD was saying like it's easy for me to show you the stretches, but for me to talk at the same time, he said that was gonna be difficult for him. Then he was
Pause.
talk pause that
The stretches.
the
Anytime
stretches.
You talk
Every
through the
time you
stretches. Yeah,
all
word.
through
Back. Pause.
oh Lord.
Peace to Saturday night. You know what I mean? Like
Man,
Sunday
word.
morning. You heard
And
the
Piece
then
of Dwight Howard.
stretches.
Piece of Dwight, man. Piece of
and
Dwight
then he
Howard.
tr-
Starts the prayer.
and
Starts his
then
prayer on the
oh
stretching and talking.
oh Lord. And then he was like, yo, maybe see if I can do the audio after the stretching pause or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then he was like, nah, it wasn't gonna work out, so it wasn't gonna work out. He said RVD said he didn't I don't think he was gonna feel good about it. So he was like, nah, let's just let it rock. So I thought that was an
Yeah.
interesting story.
Peace to Rob Van Dam popping back up,
Yo,
killing it
facts,
in
man.
AEW. A lot of good shit going on in the wrestling world right now.
I agree.
What are we how are we landing this show? What are we ending off on?
Exit survey.
Who has an exit survey?
I got an exit survey. I got an exit survey for you. Where does Will Ospreay land in 2024 when he's a free agent?
Oh.
Shit.
Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers only is WWE.
Mm.
Wrong answers only is WWE. My reasoning behind that is I think that Will Ospreay, sidebar, from what I read, Will Ospreay hired, I believe, Barry Bloom,
Barry Bloom.
right? Barry Bloom, anybody that pays attention to pro wrestling business talk knows Barry Bloom's name. He's been the guy behind a lot of big deals for a lot of years. With that being said, I've never gotten the impression that Will Ospreay has been a money first guy. You know what I mean? I think I think he knows that if he goes to WWE at this point in his career, unless he's at the point that I'm trying to wind down and just chill and cash out, you know, and think about my health versus think about, what Dave Meltzer rates my matches. Maybe that's the answer, and maybe WWE is the move. But I'm not sure. Like, he still goes really fucking hard, bro, and doesn't have to. Like, he went really fucking hard in that speedball match at Impact, and he didn't have to, because I'm sure he can catch a bigger check if he does something over at AEW or anywhere he feels like showing up. He's still working indies. You know what I mean? Like, so I think Ospreay still has that in him to say, all right, whatever I'm doing over in New Japan, I've done it. I think I want to go to AEW because I can still come back to New Japan and do more, and I can still do my indies, but AEW is going to pay me more, and I'm going to be on a bigger platform because I'm on American TV on a regular basis, versus going to WWE and you trickle that water and trickle that water and trickle that water, and all of a sudden Will Ospreay don't look like Will Ospreay anymore.
Right. And shit, that's what I was thinking.
So
Yeah.
wrong answers only is WWE.
Oh, no. We all gonna have the wrong answer.
Yo, listen, I'm
Ron,
on
what
that.
you got?
I'm on that same wavelength as you, because I'm
I'm
just thinking,
fucking good. You heard?
yo,
Like, what you
because
talking about?
I'm just thinking like, yo, if Will Ospreay goes to like WWE, I need him to have that same debut like AJ Styles. I don't want him going through NXT. We're not stupid. We already know who Will Ospreay is. So like, have him have that debut and push him like he's a big deal. Well, all of us are not like gullible fans. Like, we know what he's done. Like, don't pull the wool over our eyes. Push that man. You know what I'm saying? I need that AJ Styles debut. You know what I'm saying?
But the amazing thing, Osprey and Styles are the perfect comparison, except for, think about whatever the age difference was, and I don't have the stats in front of me, but there, I'm sure, was a definite gap in age from when AJ Styles went to WWE versus when Osprey could possibly and potentially be going to WWE.
Yeah.
Like, AJ Styles already had his Impact run, TNA run, whatever, and did ROH and did New Japan full time.
So AJ Styles, he debuted I think in 2016 if I'm correct. So
That
AJ
sounds
Styles-
about right at that
yeah,
Rumble.
So
That
AJ
was the Royal Rumble.
Styles is 46 now.
Uh-huh.
So he was
8 years younger.
Yeah, 8 years, 7 to 8 years younger. So he was 38.
Quick maths.
38.
38.
And how old is Osprey right now?
I will check right now. Hold on.
Right? Because, like, I think he's like 32, 33, 34.
Nope. Well, Osprey's 30.
30.
He's 30.
Definitely not going to WWE.
And here we go. Wrong answers only. All Elite Wrestling. That's not where you go.
I love it.
That's not where you go at 30 years old, Will Ospreay. That ain't it, buddy. That ain't it.
We just found our clip.
We've seen you pummel through Kenny Omega how many times? Do I need to see Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay in 2025? Hell to the no, 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 no. Kenny Omega will be on his way to another phase of his career at that age. Still the cleaner, but a little older. Will Ospreay is killing it right now. I think he needs the WWE exposure. And to Ron's point, he will get the AJ Styles treatment because we're not dumb. So Triple H and everybody involved, Nick Aldis, everybody else will be like, yo, we've got the hottest free agent. If anyone's shown that, Jade Cargill has shown that, like, we don't.
If your name is up, we're gonna respect it.
We literally just going to be like, yo, she's the hottest free agent in the world. And it's like, to the common folk, I'm sure. I'll even tell you, like, I had a common person at my job who's a wrestling fan who knows I tap into wrestling. And he was just like, yo, he's a WWE guy. He's not an AEW guy. He's just like, yo, who's Jade Cargill? And it's like,
that's so interesting. That is super interesting.
It's like, aha. So you're one of those people that are like, who is this chick? Like, she looks like a beast, bro. Like, I don't know who she is, but like, I'm interested. Like, she looks different. And I'm just like, I can't even sit here and tell you all the shit that Jade Cargill.
So he sounds like the real casual fan.
Yo, but that's the thing. That's the thing. Casual fan is I don't think he's a casual. I think he's a WWE fan. And then I think there are pro wrestling fans. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's WWE fans, and then there's wrestling fans that'll watch whatever catches their attention as long as it's right. So I think, yo, bring him on the fucking show because, like, that's so fucking interesting to me because it's like, yo, who the fuck is Jade Cargill? But look at how big of a deal WWE is treating. This is Here's an amazing clip for whoever's watching this shit right now. Jade Cargill is as close to WWE catering to wrestling nerds as you'll ever get. And my proof and my evidence is that statement that Chad just said. The WWE fan asked, who is Jade Cargill? Because they're not tapped into wrestling. So that means WWE is catering right now to wrestling fans by treating Jade Cargill like a big deal.
A big deal.
Absolutely.
No, that's A1. That's how I feel about Will Ospreay going to WWE. I think wrong answer is him going to AEW. We see Jay White already doing what Will Ospreay really would be doing. Except not cutting the egregious fucking 30-minute promos after his matches.
So you mean the Triple H promo?
Yo, honestly, fine. Leave it in 2000, yo. We don't need I'm really over the Jay White, like, just out of breath, blown up.
His promos be long as hell now.
Like,
he wasn't talking that much
Ron,
before.
Thank you, Ron.
He definitely wasn't talking that much before. I had said this a few shows back. I was like, yo, Jay White had like the real short, cool, calm, and collected guy. Like, he wasn't like getting like real emotional and all that. Now I've just been seeing that.
Hey man, what I think there's, if there's any, I don't know, any wrestlers that happen to ever see this, sometimes less is more. Sometimes a 30-second clip is so much better than a 7-minute clip.
Yo, fam, every time I see Jay White grab a microphone after he's had a 30-minute match to cut a 30-minute promo, I'm like, Ayo sitting back like, yeah.
No. Why would you think that?
Ron's on board me like, holy shit, this guy is still on the TV right now.
Duh. Why would you think that?
Nah, he's been getting a lot.
Because you're getting your Triple H on. You're like, all right, yeah.
Who said that I was fucking with the Reign of Terror? This is Jay White's Reign of Terror. What you mean?
Shit. I don't want to see Will Ospreay take this route. Jay White's doing enough of it. As the New Japan, historian, I think Jay White's doing enough of it.
Well, yo, what I will say is I think like, if Will Ospreay, but if Will Ospreay happens to go the AEW route, I think he's better positioned, let alone better positioned than Jay White. I think he's better positioned than maybe even a Bryan Danielson in that company. You know what I mean? Or at least equal, because like Will Ospreay is in his prime, and we're only talking about a few months.
Exactly why he's going to the WWE, because at age 30. How do you not want to be the Universal World Heavyweight Champion? They're going to treat Will Ospreay like
only because, like, yo, 1000%. I think WWE's best attribute is they are going to make if they believe in you as a star, and you go to WWE or you're already in WWE, you are now a star officially and stamped. The difference, the only thing that I think would sway Osprey is I'm not sure, based on the way that his schedule moves and me not believing that he needs the bread from around the corner pro wrestling, but he still wrestles there. You dig?
That nigga's around the
Yo.
corner.
You know what I mean?
Yo,
Up,
that might be the sidebar. Clip that. That might be our federation is around the corner.
Yo,
Wrestling.
nigga said, yo,
ATW is crazy. ATCW is crazy.
ATCW, what it do? But he doesn't need that bread. I don't believe he needs
He
that bread.
said he's good with coming to America. He's like, yo, I'm open. Like all options are on the table. Like I watched the interview. He's like, yo, all options are on the table. Like I'm not.
I
But
think
being
that's
like
I
a
think
heel.
that's the
It's
I
like
think that's the Barry Bloom line. I think that's this is what I need you to say if anybody asks you about the contract.
because
think that's the Barry
it is.
Bloom line.
For a change, I think all options are on the table, and I just feel like everything that I said, I really, but like if y'all are right and he really does end up in AEW next summer, it's like, wow, here we go with the Jay White being. Oh, I'm sorry, with Will Ospreay being at the back of the line of the title picture because there's so many other people here. Whereas opposed to WWE, just like Ron said, I agree with you 100%. He's going to debut on some AJ shit and have a reign of terror to where now, if he doesn't win the Universal title, he could believably win the world title on Raw on like October 10th. And we'd be like, yo, son, Will Ospreay is the world heavyweight champion of fucking Raw WWE right now. Like,
yeah,
what a
people talking
time
about
for
that shit.
wrestling. Like, I'm glad. I'm gonna end it on this. I just think Will Ospreay is not going to take the route that all of his peers, not even his predecessors, his peers have taken. That's my stance.
I have an amazing that was really good dialogue, right? This is probably like the falsest shit. I don't even know if falsest is a word. It's probably not. What do y'all think about this?
Hold on, who is it? I can't really see
It's
too much.
CM Punk. I saw that.
If
sometime
this were the
week.
case, I'm not saying this is what they're doing. I'm just saying if this were the case, if the person behind that mask happens to be Punk, what's your immediate reaction?
Shit, probably one of the biggest swerves in wrestling history.
You got me. Like I'm literally saying, you got me. Like you
Yeah,
fucking got me.
yeah,
Yo.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't even
You got
thinking
me.
about that through that
Fucking
whole
got me.
him getting terminated twice. I was like, who the fuck happened?
Yo,
I
he got
couldn't-
fired on his day off.
Yo, fam, who gets fired twice? Like
Fired twice on your day off is
On
crazy.
your day off.
on your day off, dog. So yeah,
That-
I'll be. Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
the WWE rejects. I'm going all out the window. All out the window. Just for like a complete balls to the wall pause play. Like I just think it's like it's the WWE rejects in a mask. One or two of them.
Who you think? Name him.
Dolph, Ali. Just shooting shit. Just
I could
shooting
see.
shit
I
right
could
now.
really see Ali.
I can see
more
Ali
so
too.
than Dolph.
Yeah,
I can see Ali just to go back to the retribution angle and the hacker angle that never made it to camera. I can see that being the case, and I can see people popping, and I could see that being like the most amazing Chicago swerve because he's from Chicago.
And they'll most likely do 3 shows in Chicago by the time Ali's contract is done.
3? Fuck.
They'll be back in Chicago just in time at the Rose Center or whatever.
Dog,
Right
they're in
out.
Chicago right now filming
Yeah.
dark matches. You heard?
They're literally fucking love Chicago, yo. So much Chicago AEW wrestling, man. It's crazy.
This is New York. This is the Ringside Club. My name is Ayo. That guy is Ron. That guy is Chad. Peace to the guy, Bug, on assignment.
salute to Bug.
Hope
man.
that you tap in with us next week because it's popping over here. You should probably fuck with us while it's light. You heard?
Yo, honestly,
Word.
good ass episode, great content, man. We, you know what I'm saying? We shooting at the hip with this shit. I guarantee you, we look back at the archives, and even with this episode coming up, you're gonna see that a lot of our stances be mad fucking true.
Word up.
Y'all are gonna look at these shits and be like, yo, they were right. Jay White really do be fucking going on. Yo, AO was right. Ron was right about this. Like, nah, like y'all see our stances on this shit. We be talking. The ringside
Word
club.
up.
Man.
It's the Ringside Club. If I get out of here, peace to Heartbreak Julio, peace to Rich Latta, and of course, peace to Graham, Public Enemies, you heard?
Yes,
Some
sir.
shit. But yeah, it's the Ringside Club. It's the RSC. For Chad, for Ron, for Bug, I'm AO. We out of here, you heard?
Peace.